Good afternoon. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. Come on in. Come on in, y'all. Come on in here. Welcome to God First Christ Gang Media News. I'm your host this evening, Brian Taylor Bridges. I'm your host, Brian Taylor Bridges, you all. I have a very disturbing case out of Harris County, you all. Our own county, right here in our backyard here in Houston, Texas, you all, where a young foster kid has been found in a washing machine, you all, after his foster parents reported him missing, you all. So I want to go in on behalf of Lil Troy, you all. Lil Troy Kohler, you all, is his name, you all. Like I said, he's a foster kid, and I also wanted to go over a few things about foster parenting, you all. Go over a few things about foster parenting, the difference between a foster parent and an adoption, you all, because there is a difference. A foster child is not the same as an adopted kid, you all. And I'm going to go over a few facts about this case and kind of talk about this case, you all, because it's very sad, you all, because like I said, a foster kid is different from actually a child that's being actually adopted, you all. And at times in my life, I've even felt like a foster kid in my childhood, you all. At different times in my life where I was going back and forth between parents, so forth and so on, you all. And it was a very sad situation, but nothing compared to this young man here, you all. I said nothing compared to this young man who is actually in the foster system, because praise God, you know, I myself was not actually in the foster system, but I was adopted by my mother's husband, you all. So like I said, I can definitely relate to this situation. And like I said, I just want to go in on the behalf of Lil Troy, you all, because the main thing here at God First Christ Gang, you know, I just wanted to, you know, really come on and be a voice for the voiceless, you all. I said a voice for the voiceless people, you all, and for the voiceless kids and the children that's growing up in today's society and world, you all. And like I said, I wanted to come on and not only pay my condolences to the friends of the little young man, but also pay condolences to the family, the real biological parents of this young man as well, you all. And I'll tell you why in just here in just a moment, you all. But before I go off into reading this little news article, maybe I should read my copyright disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Title 17, USC Sections 107. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news report, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is permitted by the copyright statute and might otherwise be infringed. Non-profit, educational, and personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. Tips to balance in favor of fair use, you all. Like I said again, this is a very sad case, you all. And like I said before, I really get deep off into this conversation. This was a situation where this young man happened to be in the foster care system, in which you know, he didn't seem to have no good foster parents, you all, because some kind of way something went wrong, you all, and something went very wrong, might I say. I said it, something went very wrong, you all, because mind you, little kids of the day, you all, they don't play with washing machines, you know. They don't get up at 4, 5 in the morning, you all, and decide they want to go out in the garage and climb up in the garbage machine, you all, up in the washing machine, you all, is where the baby was found. Like I said, he was found in the washing machine, a top loader, you all, and He's 7 years old, you all. And like I said, I'm sure, more than sure, that this young man, that this child did not go out here in the garage and put himself in a washing machine, you all. I said it. The little child did not go out there and do himself on his own, you all. Mind you, that when the young man was reported to be missing, you all, it was like at 5:30 a.m., you all. And, from what I understand, the child had been missing since approximately 4:30, you all. Now, at this time, 4:30 a.m., 5:30 a.m., for a 7-year-old child, is sleeping time, you all. I said it's sleeping time. They should be in bed, you all. He should have been sleeping very well at this particular time. Had he gotten up at 4:30 in the morning, at 4 o'clock in the morning, the young man would have went to the bathroom and returned to his sleeping area, you all, because this is something that children do. They gonna get up and they may use the bathroom and pee all over the toilet seat, might I say, and trying to get back to this particular comfort zone, trying to get back to this particular rest, you all. Now, mind you, at this day and era, it's so many things that these kids could be doing, you all, and one of them is not playing with a washing machine. I said it, you all. One of these things is not playing with a washing machine, you all. I mean, kids at this age, they want to be engaged in playing, you all. They want to play hard. And like I said, one of these instruments for kids to play with is not a washing machine, you all. I mean, I have young kids of my own, and they run around at this particular age, in between this age bracket, you all, and they run around all day long, and the first thing they passing up is a washing machine. A washing machine is the last thing from their mind frames, you all. What I'm saying is, for a young boy, he even had one of his classmates that stay on the same street with him, you all, and I'm gonna share this in the clip later on. But this little kid held up a toy that he wanted to actually give in remembrance to little Troy passing, you all. But these are some of the toys that the kids play with, some Autobots, some little hand bots or something. But particularly, mostly nowadays, kids are playing video games. It's kind of hard to get the controller out of their hands, you all. I said it is kind of hard to get the video game controller out of their hands. If they don't have some type of video game to play with, they're usually playing with the phone, you all. And like I said, mind you, at this particular time, this young man would have had to been asleep. Now, I can see, had this foster parent came in there and probably caught him peeing in the bed or doing something, you all. Like I said, this is a very fishy and strange story to me, you all, because, like I said, the mother, the foster mother was currently supposed to be on her way home from work, got home, and then she noticed that he was missing. Now, had he been missing prior, that's a possibility, because we won't have the rest of the report until actually the autopsy is done, you all. So then after then, we'll have some further information, and I'm very much looking forward to the rest of this case, to seeing how this particular case is going to unfold, you all, because like I said, this is more than fishy, you all. And like I said, it's a very sad, very, very sad situation. I'm going to go ahead on and read it. Said, Harris County boy, 7 years old, found dead in a washing machine after being reported missing, you all. A 7-year-old boy was reported missing from his home in North Harris County, was found dead hours later in a washing machine in a garage, authorities say. It said the Harris County Sheriff's Office Homicide Unit, the Crime Scene Unit, and the Precinct 4 Constable's Office was concluded in the investigation at the home of the 4400 block of Rosegate Drive in Pernamont Wood subdivision, you all. It said, filing the Harris County News, according to the constable's office, Troy Cooler was reportedly missing Thursday morning, you all. And like I say, today is still Thursday, you all. Today is not over. And good afternoon, and thank you for joining me. It said the sheriff's office says the boy's parents reported him missing around 5:20 a.m. You know, like I said, they reported him missing around 5:20 a.m., you all. So then the officers come, you know, they trying to see what's going on because they are aware that this is a foster child, you all. And in case anybody don't actually know what a foster child is, you all, I mean, this is a young child is actually going through a rough time and a patch in his life where, you know, he kind of needs some assistance till he's able to return to his biological parents, you all. So foster kids or kids that's in a bad situation, a very bad situation, you all. Their parents could be locked up. They could be actually incarcerated, or they can be drug addicts, you all. And they have a certain amount of time frame to get themselves together, or could be working a certain parent program until they able to actually regain, you know, the custody of their children, you all. I said it, to actually regain custody of their children. So it's a process and the steps they have to take, you know, in order to get their children back, you all. Maybe they had been busted in drug raid, or it's a few various reasons, you all. Or their parents had been charged with some kind of child neglect. You know, they had done something very immature and with the children, you all. But like I said, mind you, you all, these particular kids, foster kids, they still have parents, you all. They still have their biological parents. They still have people that love them. Like I said, they could have possibly some sick parents, you all. Possibly some parents that's addicts, you all. And like I said, going through a particular process to regain custody of their children, you all. And I'll read just a short clipping. I've also got some information as far as adopting foster kids, because there are a lot of children, a lot of women out there that are not actually able to have children, you all, and they may not know, and you may be considering adopting a child, you all, and this will be a good way to see if child adoption is actually for you. I said it would be the perfect way to figure out if child adoption is actually for you, you all, because like I said, these particular kids can return to their parents, you all. They are allowed to return to their parents. In fact, it is, you know, it is the right thing to do, you all. By far, you all. So like I said, these kids are not abandoned. They are not given up on. They are just in some tough situations, you all. And this particular family that was chosen to take care of them, you all, somewhere did a poor job, you all. Like I said, that's why it was my main reason for also wanting to give condolences to those parents, because they are missing a lot and have missed absolutely his life has also come to an end, you all. So they would never have the chance to actually regain custody of their child, because their child is not here no more. You know, how do they go explain that? You know, how do the state explain that? You know, how do the city explain, okay, we took your child because we thought you was an unfair parent, placed him in another home, and now this particular child is dead, you all. I mean, how can you tell a parent that, you all, someone that actually loves their child and is actually fighting to regain custody? I mean, this is something that they want. I mean, they never wanted their children to be taken away from them in the first place, you all. They probably had been sick, or they probably had been arrested, or just caught in a bad situation. I mean, life happens, you all. And like I say, and in most cases, these are the cases in which these particular kids are going through, you all. Let me finish reading. It said, we don't know what happened. It said, but he may have been missing for at least an hour at this point. It said, we don't know what had happened, but we intended to find out, says Robert Mischew, the lieutenant of homicide division, you all. I'm pretty sure he's feeling the way I'm feeling. Ain't no way no kids gonna really jump up in there. And then how you gonna pretty much get in one of these front end top end loaders, you all. We have always had top ends, you know. We haven't been fortunate enough to have one of these fancy dancer washing machines, you all. So pretty much all the most common washing machines are like the one that you see the officers particularly bringing out on this particular dollar, you all. Like I said, man, it's a very sad situation because there's no way no child is going to jump in there. Then they got this particular bracket that sits in the middle of a washing machine, you all, that these, you know, it spins from right to left or switching, so forth and so on. This particular thing is also in there, you all. So what he would have to actually pull that out to get in there and let someone stuff them in there, you all. Like I said, it's a very sad situation. In my opinion, they wanted to make the phone call and hope that the police would come over there and take this information and go on about their business. That's what they perceived, you all, in my personal opinion. They thought these particular police officers was going to come over here, write this little missing person report, put out this Amber Alert, and they can possibly move this body later, you all. I mean, this is my honest opinion of what has actually happened, you all. Like I said, it's a very sad case because children, they don't jump in washing machines, you all. They have no desire. You gotta pretty much. Some of them don't have no desire to even take baths. I mean, you have to fuss at these kids and remind them to kind of wash behind their ears, you all. So they rather play than take a bath. If they gonna go in there and take them a shower, they gonna take a good play shower, and water gonna be everywhere, you all. Because this is just the desires of children, is to be exactly just that, a child, you all. So let me go on this read. Authorities say constables and deputies were searching inside the home when they found the boy inside a top-loaded washing machine. You know, that's crazy. It is not clear at this time how the boy died or how he ended up in the washing machine. You know, I mean, you can't even be sleepwalking and get inside a washing machine, you all, because he pretty much would have had to jump in there and fall. I mean, his feet would have still been hanging out the top, you all. Like I said, unless it was filled with water, and wasn't no water leaking out of this particular washing machine when these officers pulled it out to this particular crime scene unit thing where they was going to transport it to downtown. Like I say, to further investigate the washing machine as well, because they will be able to find, had it been cleaned down or wiped down with any type of cleaning solution, they gonna be to know if some bleach been on her, or if you wash with Gain, or if you wash with Tide. I mean, these people are pretty sharp, you all. So like I said, it's just a matter of time before the truth actually comes out. And in my opinion, they still may be at the headquarters down there in the interrogation room, you all. Like I say, until we actually find out what's going on with this particular child, you all, then that's probably the safest place for them to be. you all. It said the sheriff office says that the boy was a foster child who may have been adopted in 2019. According to the HCSO, the father was at home and the mom believed to be at a local hospital worker who had just gotten off a shift when he was reported missing. I don't know what to say. It hurt me to my soul that a 7-year-old child, would be hurt that way. The neighbor says, Sherry Barnes. It says Troy and Kenyatta Howard's son Marvin. Shout out to little Marvin too, you all, because little Marvin is actually his friend, you all. Little Marvin lived down the street, and he is his friend, you all. And like I said, this particular young man, it was hurt, very hurt that he lost his friend, you all, and he don't really, like I said, this whole school is going to be lost because the little young man was a very likable young man, a very likable spirit, and he did have friends, you all. And 7 years old is not the age that any of our children should be dying, you all. 7 years old is not the age that any of our children should be dying, you all. Like I said, he had a whole life to live, you all. A lot more life than I have life left to give, you all. He had that left in him, you all, to live. Like I say, unfortunately, this is a very sad situation, and none of these people reported that the kid had some kind of asthma or some kind of breathing disorder, or, nothing where a young 17-year-old kid would just croak over in a washing machine, you all. I say maybe he might have passed out in a sandbox or passed out somewhere where he would have been playing, you all, somewhere in the house where he had some toys. He would have been right in that location. Like I said, it's just my opinion, you all. And so shout out to little Marvin again, the little man who brought the little transformer to his house location. That's his friend, you all. And like I said, condolences to his classmates as well. Was heartbroken that he saw it on the news and he actually got one of his toys and wanted to come and lay it here in remembrance. Detectives say there doesn't appear to be a forced entry, you all, or the windows wasn't broken of the home and little Troy lived as a foster child. And the investigation says he was adopted by the couple in 2019. No one has been arrested and is at this time, you all. It says the parents has been separated and detained, you all. So they still could be possibly there. They could be out at this particular point, you all. But like I said, they won't be out for long, you all. If they do, like I said, this is a very strange situation, you all. Unless he was already dead while he was sleepwalking and got up in there. I don't know how this one is going to turn out, you all. It said the parents have been separated and detained, which is standard procedure, and they'll be taken to the office downtown for further investigation. And the investigation continues as the authorities try to find out how the little boy who lived through a life in foster care has met such a tragic end. The death of only a 7-year-old inside the family's washing machine. They say they will release the information of the autopsy conducted as soon as it is complete, you all. It says Spring ISD says little Troy death is the greatest loss for the school district, and the counselors are being provided for the students that has been impacted by little Troy's death, you all. Like I said, this is a very sad one to me, you all, because like I said, man, it's just strange, you all. I'll show a little bit of the news clip for this here, you all, because I didn't intend to stay on long, but just wanted to come on And give a little shout out
Tonight,
to
a
Troy.
7-year-old boy, first reported missing, was found dead in a washing machine at his home in Spring.
Fox 26's Dominic Keith live in
Spring, Texas, you are.
subdivision where that boy's body was found this morning. Dominic.
7-year-old Troy Kohler was found here inside his Spring home in a washing machine in the garage as deputies searched for what they thought was a missing child, but as it turns out, he was dead.
We don't know what happened, but we intend to find out.
Deputies combed the Burnham Wood subdivision for missing 7-year-old Troy Kohler for nearly 2 hours after his mom says she came home from work around 4 a.m. and she couldn't find him. Detectives say, according to the boy's parents, they searched for him until shortly after 5 a.m., then called 911, and deputies arrived in minutes.
Things that they observed are cause that led them to search the house thoroughly. At that point, they found a deceased 7-year-old child in the washing machine in the garage.
The 7-year-old's body was found in the washer shortly after.
There ain't no water leaking out that washing machine.
Just hurting to my soul that a child.
And like I said, ain't no water leaking out this washing machine, you all. This is very strange to me. And as you always know, you all, in these kind of particular situation, even with the pastor the other day, these kind of people are over dramatic, you all. So when the mother came, I mean, she was walking out there crying. The foster father who was there happened to be there, you know, he could have possibly done something to the child, you all, because like I said, hours later, he's still falling all over the car. Oh, he's sweating outside, you know. Like I said, just being over, you know, emotional, you know. Like I say, I haven't lost any children, you all, but you know, this was not his biological child, you all, but the child did die in his care, and you know, that would be sad and very hard for anybody to go to. I would never want a child to die while he's in, or he or she is in my care, you all. This is a bad situation, and you all, like I said, I still don't see how this particular child got up in there. They didn't say that he had some kind of stool there and he jumped up in there. You know, it's kind of hard to, he would have to make himself a living basketball, you all, to actually hoop himself in the washing machine. Like I said, this is a very, very strange situation here, you all. Very strange.
A 7-year-old child would be hurt that way.
Troy and Kenyatta Hewitt's son Marvin were schoolmates.
He was heartbroken when we saw it on the news. So he actually got one of his toys and he wanted to come and just, you know, lay it as remember.
A 7-year-old child would be hurt.
Shout out to little
Troy
Marvin.
and Kenyatta Hewitt's son Marvin were schoolmates.
He was heartbroken when we saw it on the news. So he actually got one of his toys and he wanted to come and just, you know, lay it as remembrance.
Detectives say there doesn't appear to be forced entry into the doors or windows of the home where little Troy lived, first as a foster child, and investigators say he was adopted by the couple in 2019.
Parents have been separated.
I mean, they saying that they checking the doors and the windows because, I mean, the baby's supposed to be asleep. I mean, ain't nobody broke in and picked him up out of his bed, you know, while he was sleeping and put him in a washing machine, you all. Wasn't, like I said, wasn't no water leaking out of there, man. This is strange.
Standard procedure, and they'll be taken down to our office downtown
Was adopted by the couple in 2019.
Parents have been separated and detained, which is standard procedure, and they'll be taken down
He passed out this shirt so
for a further interview.
As investigators try to find out how this little boy who lived a tough life in foster care has now met such a tragic end, dead at only 7 years old, inside the family washing machine.
I just feel like he was failed. I just feel like he didn't have a chance.
This one was a sad one here, y'all.
Investigators haven't yet released how.
Like I said, man, this was sad when you all. Very sad to me. And like I said, there's a lot of people out there that can't have kids. And I did list a link below, you all, for people that's considering foster care even maybe only, like I said, it's a temporary condition, you all, and in which these children are able to be in your care for, like I say, until that their parents are actually able to reestablish themselves, you all. Like I say, that's what's so sad about foster kids, you all, until they are actually adopted. And it's just sad, man. We need to keep little Troy in prayer, you all. And, like I said, it's a listed link below. Like I said, a lot of people aren't able to have children, you all. And this is one of the ways that you can help a kid that is in one of these situations. But like I say, these foster parents are also compensated, you all. So, it's best that these parents take care of these particular kids in the best possible manner that they can, you all, at all times. So, like I said, until they are safely with their own families, you all. That was pretty much it, you all. Had a few more other things I want to talk about, but this pretty much conclude for the night, you all. You all be blessed and keep little Troy in prayer. Go out First Christ gang. Peace. We out. Have a blessed night. Thank y'all. Peace.